Welcome back. We're still having a conversation with our guest who is in the studio, Segun Sowunmi, on his visit to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Waike had a follow-up question.
So, you know, I've watched a lot of your interviews, and you've had a lot of criticism for the President, for the APC, as is understandable as a PDP chieftain. Now, your tune seems to have changed. So, yes, to unadulterated admiration. So, when is your own move? When are you leaving PDP to join APC?
Although I can't see who's asking that question, but let me just go straight and say that.
My name is Yeni.
If you look at even the PDP that I've been with for all of the years, at 2011, because I had the rare privilege of being the Director General of the Goodluck Sambo election in Ogun. And at that time, after that process was done, although they lost everywhere, I won, because I had command and we won that, I discovered, and I had been screaming, that the fault lines are there. This party needs to reform. Imagine how far back, and I didn't leave. After we lost the 2023 election, I had been screaming, even if you don't do anything, after 25 years, an organization can bring in change management experts to look at what they're doing and help them to design improvements. You can't insist that we do it the same way we've been doing it and expect the result. And it's still 2 years into the APC government, and I've not really moved. When they won the election in 2015, to God be the glory, and I hope he's doing very well, Alhaji Lai Mohammed and I had an engagement on a program. And after we stepped out, he said, Segun, this party is meant for men like you. You are progressive. And I said to him, I know, but I want you to build the party organically now that you have won, so that the type of directive principles that will drive the party will be organic. Let me stay here and keep pushing from here. I don't know if and when I will leave, but let me be very upfront. I've always said, and I've said it many times over, if I ever leave the PDP, damn, I'm going to the APC. And why is that? Because at least I can accept that the two main pillars of the APC, President Buhari and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are stable people. They don't jump from one political tendency to the other. And I've been damn stable too. Since 1998, I don't do this hopping about. I don't see the need for it. But if they will insist on destroying the PDP, never mind how much I push, never mind how much I've been.
Are you saying that
if they brought all the rushes of people who speak for PDP from 99,
1 second,
but none consistently have spoken for that party by like me. Think about it. What have I really even been there?
Are you saying some leaders in PDP are unstable?
It doesn't matter. So I'm not the type of person that is shopping for opportunity. If I have to go to the APC, I will first of all visit my friend, Felix Moka. I will have a sit down with him and ask for the concern of the party. I will read it and try to see. Because you see, after putting in about 26, 27 years in PDP, one of the reasons why I'm irritated by this talk about a coalition that they are doing is that I can't imagine how decent political people we think that it is their responsibility to be looking for a new platform every season. I don't agree. So if I must leave, I must at least go to where I think they can also be stable forever. And I believe that, yes, that party, Bola has not told anybody is running, and they have not told anybody is not running. And I believe that that party is strong enough. If they were to run an election today, they could win. And even if the candidate had to change, they have enough people there that can take on the responsibility. And if President Tinubu wins and becomes the president for the next till 2030, when he finishes his 8th term, the pendulum has swung south. I have a feeling that enough men in the back line there, younger people who can take it on. Look at my party.
All right, sir.
Just look at them.
Okay, let's get to a few more questions.
And tell me why anybody should ask me a question of whether I will leave. If I have to leave, I'll take that decision. But I usually take the decision soberly and well considered.
I didn't ask you whether you will leave. I asked when. I didn't ask whether you will leave. I asked when.
Maybe you are the secretary of the party who has the responsibility to come and take me in. Don't ask me an annoying question. I didn't tell you I was leaving. I gave you enough to let you know how I take decision. I didn't come for your program so you can try to be cheeky with me. Stop that.
I can't be cheeky with you because I'm sure I am older than you. Okay. So I cannot be cheeky with you, sir.
Okay, I don't know who is speaking. I can't see you.
That's Yeni and Nicola Kuti.
All right,
so, let's take a few more questions.
Sister, my beloved sister, okay, auntie, I take that back.
All right, sir.
I thought it was one of those young ones who don't know that the fact that they are intervened son does not mean that they should start kind of just be behaving.
No, but we don't do that here.
I don't mean that. You're my big sister, girl.
Yes, sir, please. Right, we don't do that here. This is not the station where we embarrass our guests. No, we don't. We ask the right questions.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you when.
All right, sir. So let's
you see, I have been your fan for a long time. I have watched you for many, many months. And so your new move shocked me. It shocked me. So I'm like, really? Him too?
But that's why he's here to explain to us. Let's take in another question.
Okay, sir. You said earlier that you've had this long-standing relationship with the president. My question is, why did you decide to take the stance of the opposition, and what's the impact on your relationship with the opposition camp and Atiku in particular?
God bless you. The first part of the question. The thing that produced this democracy was the June 12 issue and the Abiola and all of that. And I was of the view that we must build this new democracy to be nationalistic and pan-Nigeria. I considered that the emotions of we've lost a lot of people, wanted them to be a bit like an AG, maybe if you like the former AG and the former UPN. And I remember I said, it doesn't matter that you want this now. You will want the Nigeria later. As far as I'm concerned, maybe because, again, I'm the son of a soldier, we don't know tribalism like that. I opted for a party that I thought was more pan-Nigeria. And I saw the gaps there. But by 2015, when that party then came on board, metamorphosed into another pan-Nigerian movement, I was happy. Because I felt Nigeria now has gotten to the point where if they are not happy with one party, they could be happy with another. And so that was why it wasn't in that corner. But having become a PDP person, of course, it's like a debater in a debating club. Once you bring the opponent to me, I'm going to bring the best way I know how to win the argument, as subtle and as firm, depending on the type of issue and how important the issue is. And I have been particularly mindful over the years that I don't put a criticism on the table without suggesting the background reasoning and what would be possible alternative. I can eat every sour grape I've planted because I can justify why it was said so. And if they had been clear, and my sister will understand where we come from, we usually say, and our parents used to say, our grandparents at least, they used to say, when they advise you, they get no advantage in your listening to their advice because that's giving you cheap. But when you don't listen, you suffer the consequences of their sound advice. And maybe later on you will respect the thinking that goes into the advice. I've always been a Nigerian first man. Tomorrow till tomorrow, next tomorrow, in 20 years' time I will be. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let me ask you this question, because every action that we take, we usually have in mind the end goal.
I don't think he responded to what's the impact on your relationship with the opposition camp and Atiku.
Okay, very good. Sorry about that. You know, the thing about that is this. I've always said to people love with their hearts. I love Atiku with my bones. But I can't help him against himself.
Away.
If he chooses a path that I know that, how can this be the path? You can't run vice presidency on PDP 2 times with Obasanjo, get presidential candidates on that same party 2 times. I don't agree with him that the next best thing is to be shopping for, like, what? If you want a coalition, why are you not coalescing them into your party? Look at your rival, your friend. You guys started together. At best, even if you want to say it's building a coalition, is it not coalescing opponents into his place? The thing about Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that, that guy is something, he has this uncanny ability to make everybody individually feel special. It doesn't matter whether you are a former foe or a friend, present friend, every moment you share with him. I don't know how he does it though. You're going to leave the place feeling that you matter, feeling that he gets it, feeling that what you guys are talking about is important. And there's something about him. When he gives you his word, he will say something like, Koleye, meaning that to the best of human ability, it will stand. You can't, I don't know whether Atiku is upset or not upset, but I know a lot of our followers are talking a lot of nonsense, and I'm wondering how I became attached. Atiku I've been in PDP since 1999. Never leaving. So you can do the maths and say, what kind of person is Segun? When I wanted to go to the president's meeting, I drove to Chief Obasanjo. I was like, where's my father? I wanted to inform him, but he was not at home and I had to go. My father tore his card and left PDP. I didn't leave. Otuma Gbenga Daniel, my leader, left PDP how many times and how many years ago? I didn't leave. I'm not that flippant. I'm not.
Sir. Yeah.
But I'm not going to have anybody, with due respect,
say
that I can love their own for their own benefits, and then hate my own, so that by loving my own now, I'll be guilty. It's not going to happen. If I have to help Bola, if I have to be with him, if I have to work with him, if he tells me we're going to deploy the best of our capability, and the best of our ability is not talking, I guarantee you the best of the ability I bring to the table is not talking, Spokesperson interface was created so that we can be engaging the society. Better and deeper things are available that I can put at his disposal.
I agree with you. So let me ask you this question. Every action we take, there's always the end goal in mind. And I would like to know what your end goal was, having this conversation with the president.
You're brilliant. I like that.
Then secondly, I want to ask two in one so that we can move. How do you respond to, your critics who have seen this as a betrayal of your roots of opposition?
Okay, good. Let me start with the end goal. When I was done with him, I sat up, I slept a bit, and then I woke up about 3 o'clock, reflecting and asking myself, Segun, what really is the end goal? And to be honest, I can't really immediately potential possibility. There are also potential consequences. If you say, Segun, come and be in my government, I'm not the type of person who tolerates psychophancy. I can't stand when people a leader is seated and people are standing one after the other just doing psychophancy. It gets on my nerve. So I have to think about that, which is the kind of thing you see around them. Then the other thing is that I'm the type of person who truly likes that the nation is working. Shall I now for that not want to contribute? So when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. If I want to contest an election, we'll discuss it. And that would be on the basis of which political party, given that I come from Ogun, the Southwest, can best carry my ambition. Then the second question, what my critic and all that. I have asked myself very deeply that are we going to be a nation of seeing no good in people, or are we going to be a nation, am I going to be a leader that will be managed by the mob? Leaders don't instigate society or motivate society so that they can be obedient. That's how you create mob culture and a lot of irritation. Leaders instigate society so that they can be discerning and take clear, intelligent decisions. I have no need for a mob. Because those who want all these obedient mobs, I'm not meaning in terms of Peter though, I'm just using a phrase. Leaders don't instigate society for obedience. That's like you're trying to make people just kowtow to you and lick your spirit. I don't do that kind of thing. I want society to be able to open up their mind. I want them to be able to think. I want them to take rational decisions for themselves. Okay. And even, let me tell you something. I told Ashaju, any election that has not been casted and counted cannot be called in the bag. So you may win or you may lose. It's not my business. What is more important for me is that I have a need for you post-president. So better make sure you put yourself together and be alive and come back to the Southwest, because there are things I want to do with you tomorrow, or we have to do together. Does that look like someone that is searching for appointment from anybody?
Okay,
why can't I try to be president?
A few more questions,
honestly,
sir. Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this conversation, extremely enlightening, I must say. I came into this interview on the fence, and I've enjoyed the perspective you gave, because I've always felt that we cannot, if any president wins, we all win. If the government wins, we all win. I don't necessarily always have to agree with the person in power, but I must support the person to win. And I'm happy that's the stance you are putting forward as well. With that in mind, we're 2 years into this administration. I would love to hear from you which areas you have seen could be improved upon by the current. I know you might have told him personally, but I feel this might be a good platform to also let Nigerians know that as much as I see the good, I see the gaps, and these are the gaps that I feel this is how you can manage it.
Thank you. Oh God, thank you. It had to be you now. It had to be you. This is in our gene. Now listen, my dear sister, I told him, I said our nation is running a neoliberal economic market force driven set of policies. The people who carry the can are the poor. You must scale up on how we're going to make life easier for them, because they can't wait. They have waited for so long, and it's getting tedious to even tell them to take it easy. I told him that. I also told him, you must be careful with the excess and garrulosity of your aides. Your aides, and I don't want to mention names. I said your aides have the tendency to speak at people instead of speaking to them. It's bad enough that they are dealing with the policies that has come from so many missteps. You have not punished the people that caused this pain on the Nigerian people. Please, do not tolerate that people are speaking at people and making people feel irritated even more. Because your aides are already getting the privilege of being around your table. The vast majority of the Nigerians, they just want a good country. And you know what he said? He said, Segun, I get it. I'm trying to make sure that whatever we do can structurally endure. That on the security, because I told him about I wasn't comfortable that our people are getting killed in the north. He was giving me sleepless nights. He said he was going to scale up recruiting forest guards, about 1,000 each in local government. He said he was also going to make sure that they were going to recruit some locals, specific number of locals trained by the Nigerian police as a department, deployed specifically for local government, so that the people that are handling Ake will be people that were recruited into the Nigerian police force, especially for Ake, and they will be trained and armed and all that, so that they can react. Look, the thing I just see is this. In his own case, not in the case of some other jokers that are just playing with buzzwords. In his case, I think that the Nigerian people must know, when you plant bamboo, you will keep going there and it will look like nothing is sprouting. But when it takes time, because it has to get tap-rooted, but when it starts sprouting, it's going to go so fast and so good. Tell me how anybody can be upset about the Calabar Corridor Road. If they are slow, they will fix it up. That's construction issue. Why would you be upset about that? Why will anybody not see what's going to happen with the Sokoto Badagry Road? Do you know how it's going to open up our country and what kind of opportunity that will mean? See, I was tired of the demonization of all policies. I'm not getting younger. I've crossed 50. I've crossed 55. I don't want to believe that the things that frustrated Amolo, they didn't see the kind of country they wanted. The things that frustrated Ganifa and me, they didn't see the kind of country. Then I would also get old and I'll be asking myself, what did we do with all the knowledge, all the experience, and all the information? And whoever is president, Bola Tinubu, my brother, and my father is president today, I can't like your own man. And you begrudge me for loving my own. We have been a little bit more balanced. They couldn't even have the courage to call their own out. We call our own out, not because we hate him, but because we want him to improve. And if I get one picture with him, in fact, I even think that I'll be doing that more often, because I don't understand where we got to a country where I can't go and greet the president when he invited. What kind of talk is this?
What kind of politics are we playing?
I know Atiku well anyway.
Okay.
Honestly, cross my heart up to that. I've not spoken to him. I mean, I even have our issues. I'm telling you, I don't like that coalition thing he's doing. You should settle down. Let's do it this way. He's doing it this way. He has a right to do that. But I can guarantee you, Atiku is not the kind of man that deals with that kind of pettiness. Leaders have the burden of their so-called followers. And their followers with very limited knowledge act like, you know, the way they act. And sometimes some of the things they do can irritate you so much until you give their leader a black slap.
I have to pause you here, sir. Yes, I'll pause you here. We have to take a short break. When we come back, we continue the conversation with you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.